Welcome back. Today we got a new patient here. We've got our trusty 3712 function generator, lid packet, and it blows the fuse. I suspect the mains noise suppressor, because they have a habit of dying. It didn't smell, it didn't hum, it just stopped working. I think the transformer is permanently powered. Hopefully it's not the transformer. If you look in this stuff, it's so well built. That's the reason why they were so expensive. I took the covers off already, and look at that! Isn't that a beauty? Yeah, to get you need to take the covers off, and that's the side cover, but the screws are actually locked into. So if you turn the screws, it pulls it out, and look at that! It's a fantastic shielding, all spring loaded. It's just a brilliant design. I love it. Yeah, to see or to get to the mains end here, you can't take that heatsink away, otherwise it's a lot of work. Just take those screws out here, those, and then you can actually pop the rear panel out. Let's do that and see what we find. Well, it's not a transformer, it's a bit more sophisticated. This is -17 and this is +17. Here we go. I suspect one of these tantals here. There you go. It's all shortened out. Because if I measure here, see that? It's all that, I think it's a plus. It's just shortened. So I don't believe all of them. I suspect one of the tantals is shot, as usual. So we're gonna find out which one. Apparently the transformer is fine, it just shot it. The transformer is not permanently on. It's actually switched, so the whole power cable goes to the front panel. Okay, let's find out what's going on here. So what we're gonna do, I pull the plug off the transformer and just fire it up and see if the transformer is doing 15 plus 15 volt AC, and if that's good, well, we know already there's a problem here somewhere. Well, in order to get there to the back of the board, we have to pull the plugs here. There's one screw here, and a whole lot of screws here, so that should give us access to the back of the board, because I need to solder it. Looks a bit weird as well here. Yeah, so let's take all the screws out and see what we can find. Well, we finally got it out. The pod is a little bit in the way, so you need to loosen the front panel. Just tilt it a little bit forward, because you can't really take it off. Everything on the front panel, all the switches are actually on the bottom board, or the top board, I think. Don't know what's bottom and top. It's the top board. So, but now we have access to solder here, and I think I'm gonna start with these two here, because I have a total short. So these are the most likely suspects here. We can see this resistor took a bit of heat eventually. I checked the transistors, they're good, so it's not the power supply regulator, it's one of these weird tantals. Yeah, let's pull it. Well, after cutting a bunch of tantals out, which made no sense because they're all good, I reluctantly cut the +17 here. It's in that area, we can easily resolder that. I don't like that because it destroys the appearance of the board, but otherwise you can't find it. We now know it's in that area. There is a short, so either those capacitors or well, some of the transistors, we don't know. I think there is not much on the back actually. Yeah, there's not many tracks going to the front, so most likely somewhere here. But the short is actually between plus and minus 17, so it's overall yeah, there are not many components. We'll figure it out. maybe we do another cut here. I don't like it really because it's just not nice. But what can you do? You can't pull all the components. That's impossible. Right. Let me find. Or let me see what's going on here. So I did another cut here and located it to that area, and persistence pays off. These two are both shot. Tantals, obviously. Don't have enough fingers here. Yep, that's shot. This one is shot as well. Yeah. These two are shot, my short is gone. It's this style, this drop style. If two are shot, there are probably more dying. Yeah, I think we pulled them all. This thing is, I don't know how old, 89 maybe. That's what I can see from the date codes here. 90. That's a 90 date code. So mid 1990 probably built. The capacitor is 89. So yeah, make that 28 years. And tantals are always the suspects. That's the reason why I pulled them. I soldered the other ones back in. I just soldered them on the top because I want to distract the boards as little as possible. And if you solder such long on such old boards, they're good quality boards with Hewlett Packard. But yeah. Alright, let's pull those two out and find a replacement. Just need to figure out where it's plus. Alright, at least found. Well, done. These are not tantals, they're actually ceramics. I fitted one here, I didn't have this style. We used normal electrolytics. I know it's not ideal, but honestly, I don't like tantals. I opted not to change all of them because it's a nightmare. It's just a lot of work. And we just wait until the next one pops. We know it's this style. When it pops next time, I just replace all of them. I need to get some horizontal ones for the next time, because it's just not ideal with the... I put some insulation material underneath because there's a track going this way, just to make sure the wires don't touch here. I don't know if it's visible, probably not. Alright, let's put it all together, all the nuts and bolts back in, and as far as required, and then we'll see if it works. Well, sometimes you think you're on the wrong planet. I turn it on and it was thinking. So I quickly measured the voltage here, and minus 17 was fine, but plus 17 was 4 volts. And I could make a smell here, and as you remember, I pulled those little ones here and checked them and they were good. So I soldered them back, and the soldering killed one of those, the positive one actually. So I just replaced them, because they're in parallel with these big electrolytics here. I just put 100 nanofarads in. It's just for noise suppression, and that's why I use tantals, because they're quick. We have 2 more here, but I don't want to spend all night on this thing. They need replacing. If it dies next time, we just replace them. Again, I need to order some suitable ones, but I don't want to use tantals. It's just, I don't like them. I never liked them. Okay, if you power it on, it seems to work now. Get that signal output, and fire it up and see what comes out of here. Well, it seems to work now. Sine wave looks good. Sorry for the running picture here. I just noticed my trigger circuitry is dead. It doesn't. I can't set the trigger level anymore. It's not triggering properly. no matter which slope you use. Probably the pot 40. It's an old scope, so I just live with that. I could use B trigger if doesn't matter. It's looking okay. So we make that triangle square wave. That's all good. Sine wave is looking good. We got plus minus 17 volts here. Nothing is getting hot. So not a easy fix, but a simple fix. It was 4 of these little bastards here, and no heat so far. I'll check with infrared camera eventually, because we have another 2 here, but they don't see the full mains voltage. They are at 25 volts, so if it switches on 17.5 volt, could be someone used it at 110 volts settings or whatever. At least it doesn't pop the fuse anymore. So let's put it back together, and the next job will be fixing the scope. I don't know if it's visible. Let's turn the light off here. Yeah, whatever you try, I can't trigger it. There's no way. And if I go to manual trigger, same thing here. It just doesn't like it. It's either the trigger source switch, which is probably like, or the trigger coupling switch, because that looks a bit weird. Anyway, we'll fix it at some point. We got enough other scopes. The 464, and I'm just after 475, which would be interesting. And I think a 2465 I've seen recently as well. Yeah, I'm a bit of a Tektronix addict. Sorry, got some more down. I've got another one here, which is a 2430, but it's a bit molested. The high voltage unit is someone messed around with. It's got some other issues. It's a pain to work on. Anyway, that's it so far. Another issue with an exploded Tantal. It took the whole stuff with him, and I have no drawings, so we need to figure out what's going on there. Anyway, let's put that back together, put it back to the shelf. Another one fixed, at least for a while, because I had it with me to a customer and wanted to try something, and it didn't work, so I ended up using the laptop with some sound card software. Did the job, but this one is actually better. Anyway, that's it from this one. Yeah, as we can see, the A trigger has a problem, B trigger works absolutely fine. I can move back and forth here. Just need to play with the hold off a little bit. I got the wrong time setting here, don't worry. Yeah, it works fine. It's just the A trigger. Maybe the trigger source has a problem. I don't know. I tried both channels. Doesn't work on either. Alright. Just another job. I love that scope. It's just a nice scope. Crisp picture. This one is not as good from the picture quality. It's got more functions and it's a bit fancier. Has an on-screen display for the settings. But yeah, I think we did a video about that one. That came to me very cheaply. Anyway, this is still working. I'm gonna set that to triangle, square wave. Looks all good. I'm happy with that. Okay, put it back to the shelf. Job done. That's it from the Hewlett Packard 3312 function generator. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Until next time.